What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
Let's go.
Let's go. Bring ladies and gentlemen, iconic. One of the most legendary singers. A man who did something so amazing, which is he already had a successful solo career. And then he got with an iconic group and turned all the way up with that group. Because everybody knows the biggest voice on that group was Johnny Gill. Well, I just gave it away. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill. Oh, it's Johnny Gill.
What's good?
Can we turn your phone sideways, Johnny? Can we turn it sideways?
Let's see how we can do this here.
Let's see.
So,
Yo.
You know, I'm just, I'm challenged when it comes to this stuff.
No, but Jay Black, don't worry.
There we go.
Johnny Gill. Yo, wait a sec. We got Johnny Gill.
Tell by the voice. Yeah, that's the official one.
It's good to see you, but now I owe Jay Black 20 cents.
You owe him 20?
I owe him 20 cents.
Yeah, nobody believed. Okay, Johnny, let me explain something to you before we get into this. How we got to your number. So we're doing this, right? We worked in New York on Hot 97 with Jonesy. We worked in Dallas and done a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going through our contacts because we just want people to get on. So we had Bill Bellamy, we had Lunel. So we're just going through our phone list. And Shawnee Scott, she has your number. So we just happened to call. So I have the phone to the microphone. I'm not thinking you're going to answer. I'm like, there's no way Johnny Gill's going to, and you answer.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something I learned in this business many, many, many years ago. You leave no stones unturned. And the way I've stayed in this business for a long time, I never pick up the phone just saying hello. I pick up the phone going, I'll take it.
Nice.
That's a good way to think.
So Johnny, when I'm asking these questions on the phone because I'm like, we're never gonna get him back on here. Like this is a wrap. And Jay's like, no, we're gonna get him back on. We're gonna get him back on. I'm like, no, we're not. It's over. I've dealt with this before. I've seen this. I've been in this game for over 20 years as a comedian and a radio person. He's not coming back. He's like, Mike, he's coming back. So I destroyed Jay Black after you got off the phone. Like we let him have it for like 30 minutes.
Oh,
I was like, you folded like a lawn chair. If you were a gang member, I'd be dead. Like you did not hold me down.
Well, let me tell you, my word is all I have, man. And that's why when I say I'm going to do something, I do it because I've learned many, many, many years ago, man. That's what it's about. Your word is all you got.
Yep.
Okay. So even though I didn't believe Jay Black, and I never do this, even though I didn't believe Jay Black, last night I was actually thinking, if I talk to Johnny Gill, I need to get a lot of stuff out here. So number one, we're going to start slow. Number one,
Yes.
we're going to start slow. Number one, when did Johnny Gill know that he could sing? When was the moment that you were like, oh, wait a second?
I knew when I got my first check and I went and bought me a gold nugget ring and a nugget watch and chain to go through it. I was like, this is on. And I was like, shoot, I can do this. I was like, I'm in the game.
Gold nugget.
That's when you knew when you actually got the money for it?
I got that first check. I was like, hey, for real? They paying me to really do this?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't get the gold nugget. I was just happy that I had some money. When you first get on and you get a record deal, and then you do that song with Stacey Lattisaw. How old are you when you do that song?
I think I might have been probably maybe 17 or 18, I think, because the very first record I did, I was 16 when the first album came out. And then I think we did did another album, which was, I was 17. Yeah, I think I was 18 when we did the duet album. Yeah.
So you do. Yeah. So what is it like at that moment when, like, I don't even know what it's like to put out an album at 16 and be that incredible and put out an album, because you had a grown man voice when you were 16, dog.
Yeah, yeah. And it caused me a problem because the label kept saying, the president of the record company kept saying, you know, everybody kept saying, he's just a little boy, but he sounds like a grown man. And they were saying, you know, he said, he always told me, he was like, hey, I knew we had something. And he said we just had to wait for the body to catch up with the voice. But yeah, it was a challenge for them. It was a challenge trying to figure out how to make that work. But you know, they did, and God bless him, because he stood in there, and it was like, hey man, this kid is talented, and we're not letting him go. So, you know, and he was right.
Right. No, he was definitely right. He was definitely right. He was definitely, and this is the crazy thing about it. At 16, you have this grown man voice. So then, when does everything in your career take off? When you realize that you're actually famous? When is the moment that happens when you go like, wait a second, I'm famous. Like people know me.
Wow. Wow, that's a good question. When did I you know, I thought I was famous the first time I heard my record on the radio.
That's what I'm talking about, John. That's how I would have felt. Hell yeah.
I was like, y'all should have never gave me one. I'm
like, I need all y'all hoes to line up. Y'all heard this off.
I was in the candies. I was like a little kid in the candy store. I want this one. Give me you. Give me you. Give me you.
There we go. There we go. There we go. and man, there's so much stuff to ask you, because then this is where I want to go with it. You're 16. They don't know what to do because you sound like a grown ass man. So they can't sell you as a kid because the voice is like, you're 16, but you got like mothers who are 40 vaginas getting moist at this point because your voice, you're like, you're grown. But then you have a solo career that we always look to you as our standard. Like my generation had Johnny Gill. Mm-hmm. That's the only person we could put next to Luther and Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
You were our resort. Like I could always go, yeah, but we got Johnny Gill. And then you started making songs where it was like up tempo and stuff like that because the things had changed. And you started making up tempo songs. Yeah. And you were doing your thing. Who came to you and said, you know what? We need to put you on New Edition. Like whose idea was that to take you back to the 16-year-old to be like, now you're going to be part of a band?
You know, it was actually I always say it was a freak of nature when I think about it, because the reality was when I moved out to LA, and when I moved out to LA, I was still as a solo artist. I ran into to Bivens, and I think it might have been Ron, or one of them was with him as well. But it was crazy because we all started at the same time, and we would cross paths. So it was just, we ran into each other at a Whispers concert, matter of fact.
Not at a Whisper. I'm going to beat your ass, Johnny. At a Whispers concert.
I swear to God. And so he goes, and when Mike comes up to me and he asks me, he's like, yo, he said, hey, yo, let me ask you a question. like, do you think you got your like as a singer? And I mean, like, cause you're a great vocalist. And I reached in my hand and I pulled out my pockets, and nothing but lip fell out. I said, nope.
Oh, wow.
And he asked me about coming to dinner with them, but they were actually in town because they was getting ready to do a show. But first he asked me about actually doing lunch with them. And I was like, yeah, I'm around, I'm not doing anything. So I went, we did lunch, and I didn't think nothing else about it. And then they asked me if I would come to their show. They was playing guess what, the Ice Capades.
Are you serious? Wait, whoa, you're serious?
I'm dead serious. So I actually go to the Ice Capades, to the show, and then they wanted to do dinner, asked about doing dinner the next day. And I'm going, what? Why are they asking about doing dinner? And then I started thinking, I'm like, what are they up to? Like, are they trying to? And then I thought, nah, that definitely can't be. And sure enough, we went to dinner and we all talked, and then they were just saying that they wanted to go back to having a 5-member group because of the choreography and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It looks more effective. So I didn't know at the time they was having some real serious internal issues at the time. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. And so I'm riding along with the, okay. And when they asked me that, I thought, I was sitting there and I'm thinking, hell no. My first thought was like, oh, hell no. What am I going to do with these? They dance and sing. I don't. Mm-hmm. So
no, I just sing for real. Johnny, what's your Instagram? It's
Real Johnny Gill.
Real Johnny 22.
Okay, because I want to see if I can get real. I can get you on my All right. If I can get you on my Instagram Live, because people are like fiending to see you on my Instagram Live right now, and I'm gonna see if I can invite you.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get that. Or Jay, can you? Okay, we'll see if we can make that happen. Okay, so you see them at the Ice Capades, and you're like, hell no, I'm not gonna do this spinning and dancing, and this was a running joke. This is how we got to Johnny Gill. This was a running joke when I said, Johnny is a singer. Like, I love New Edition. But I never pictured Johnny going, Candy Girl, you're all mine. I was like, that's not Johnny Gill.
I made several calls to ask some of my friends. I was like, man, what do you think? And you know, my friends were saying, hey, listen, you got to look at it this way. Those guys are the hottest young boy band in the game.
Right.
And they were just saying that, you know, that would be even Gerald Busby at the time, God bless his soul. He told me, he said, you know, this will then give you a better springboard to do your, you know, your solo album and getting that exposure that you really would need. So you guys, you bring something to the table. Both of y'all bring something to the table. So, and I kept sitting there thinking, but how's this going to work? Because I remember the day that they brought me over to meet Brooke, and they wanted me to just try and do a cross step. I remember Brooke looking, and he put his hand over his head, and he goes, "Oh, you are you kidding me? I'm not God. Yeah, this is a miracle." I couldn't even do a cross step, and I was like, a cross. When they even tried to show me the cross step, I was like, shoot. I could sit down and sing while y'all dance.
Get a tall stool. Get on a tall stool.
I was like, oh, hell no.
So how, you know, we saw the Lifetime movie, and it seemed like you and Ralph were actually cool. Is that true?
You know, in the beginning, I won't say we were cool. It was kind of like the new kid in school, and you know, you're the new one, and you're trying to get the kind of feeling everybody out. Ralph and I was kind of, because I didn't know at that time. You know, they had brought me in because Ralph was talking about going to do his own thing and solo,
right?
So a career, and I think what happened, they got concerned, and I think they were afraid that once he rocked, he wasn't going to probably come back if he was successful.
Right.
Ralph did not know that that's what they were doing. And that I didn't even became, when they even asked me about being a part of the group and making a decision to even do it, Ralph didn't know until he got to Minneapolis that we got a new member. Because they had started recording with Jimmy and Terry before they did the show and I met them. They had already started recording a new album. So
go ahead. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So Ralph was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, when he got to Minneapolis and realized we got a new member. I had no idea. He didn't know. So things blew up in the conference room with Jimmy and Terry set us down, everybody down, and things got crazy. I mean, it was just yelling and screaming in there. And I'll never forget Jimmy and Terry looking at me and going, you know, this is Ralph's group. And, you know, of course, if the guys want you here, you know, you're going to be a part of that, but just want to give you a heads up that you probably won't be doing any singing on this album. And I said, okay.
Wow.
I said, all right.
Johnny Gill not doing any singing.
Wait. How does
that happen?
No, you know what, Johnny, and let me tell you something. You are an amazing person, okay? Because at the end of the day, you could have really been like, we can do two things. Ralph, we can either grab this microphone and see who sings. We can grab this mic and see who sings better.
Have a sing off. Let's have a sing off.
Or we can fight. Either one.
You're not gonna win.
Either one, you're not winning this.
But you know what really, and what happened after that was after the blow up, and he realized that I didn't even know what was going on.
Right.
We started when we would all go back to the hotel, man, it would just go and we would sit down and have drinks and just be sitting and talking. And we began to realize that we had a lot in common. And it was crazy how we just started bonding. And from that point on, man, it was just, things just kind of got to a point where I would go in, sing some of the demos of the songs. And then I started realizing when they started having me to do that, that was like a big step to begin with. And then all of a sudden, you know, if you hear a lot of the stuff of the runs and stuff that was being done, I would do the scratch vocals on those, and then they would follow those.
I know you was mad when you would do the scratch vocals, and then they would have to do them, and you'd be, I know in your heart you was like, I know in your heart you was like, y'all are like, killing my heart right now.
You know, I was kind of like, what kind of essence is this?
I knew it.
But you know what? To be honest with you, I've always felt so secure, because remember, even doing this, we had to go to the president of the label, which, you know, Gerald Busby, and Gerald. I had my solo career still intact, and once we had finished up with this, I still had, you know, I was obligated to do my solo album. So I never came in going, I need to be out front and I need to be the center of attraction to all of that stuff. I was just like one of those. I just felt like when I came in, my attitude was, what do you guys need me to do? And it really helped to balance me out and with life, because what happens is, being another solo artist is one thing, but when you're in a group, it's like being on the basketball team. You have to play your role, but it teaches you, and you need balance. It teaches you how to work with other people. If you ever notice in all the pictures, I was always in the back. I was never. I mean, they used to be fighting to see who's going to be in front. They used to be fighting over parts, over songs. I never did any of that. I was
Johnny,
just like, what is it that you need me to do?
You were always in the back. And I have to go to this story, but first I want to say, I know there were times you were in the studio when y'all were doing vocals. And I know there were times when, like, can y'all just listen? I can knock this out real quick. Y'all ain't even got to give me credit. Like, I can just knock this out real quick.
You see that laugh?
Like, I can literally, if you just like, why are we sitting here? Like, y'all don't even have to just let me do it. Like, Ricky, shut up. Like, stop, enough. Enough. Like, listen. Just let me, God has given me this gift. Like, Johnny Gill's the type that can smoke a pack of Newports and go into the booth
and still
sound perfect. But hold on, they always put you in the back.
Yeah.
They always did. So it's that, what was the Heartbreak? What was the NAR did? What was the Heartbreak tour?
Any Heartbreak, yeah. The Heartbreak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Johnny, I went to that concert, right? And I told this story like a week ago. And I told this story, and I think y'all were singing "Can You Stand the Rain," and they made the mistake of allowing you to get, like, it felt like a 10-minute segment.
That was Boyz II Men.
Was that Boyz II Men?
It was Boyz II Men, yeah. Yeah, where they would go, okay, go.
And you went.
Yeah.
And
like,
and you went.
That 1 minute, that minute the door opened, an opportunity to go, now introduce yourself. I was like, no problem, I got that. Let's go.
And that was Boyz II Men. I always thought that was the New Edition concert.
Yeah, it was Boyz II Men. Well, no, it was the Heartbreak tour, but it was the song Boyz II Men.
The Boyz II Men song.
Oh, Boyz II Men. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the song. Yeah.
And Johnny, no, don't take this the wrong way.
No.
You had me 2 seconds from screaming like a bitch. You almost had me. I said, I had my hand. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I put my right hand up. I did have my right hand up, right? And I said,
what's crazy?
Go ahead.
And I used to hear everyone, because before that, you know, that's a younger audience when you look at the New Edition audience. And it was crazy because all you started hearing was people and the fans going, "Have you heard that new guy?"
We can't hear you, Johnny. Can we hear you? Can y'all hear him?
No, I think you covered your microphone. You covered your mic. There you go.
I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, right there. Go ahead.
And they used to say, "Yeah, you know, the one that can sing."
The one that can sing.
Like, ouch.
No, Johnny, that night, and it was because after that night, I was young when I watched it. I'm not that young. You were young too when you were doing it. You were young, so we're around the same age. I had never seen. I went on to see like Patti LaBelle in concert. I went on to see like who else did I see that had that vocal situation? I had never. I'm a hip hop kid. I had never known what it's like to watch somebody vocally like control 20,000 people. Like I'd never seen that.
Wow.
And when I saw it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like all of a sudden I was like I knew Johnny Gill, but I said, wait a second, this is a whole nother level of like you are on the hierarchy of vocal talent. And it was crazy because like you said, there were a bunch of young kids in there that you had stiff. Everybody was like, he not dancing, he not spinning around, he not doing nothing, but just you was riffing on everything. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They gave me that.
All right, my God.
They gave me that 1 second, and I was like, I'm taking this one.
No, you took it more than that. Right. It was not 1 second. I swear they went and changed their clothes, and Bobby Brown smoked the blood. I don't know. So in New Edition, when did it get to the crazy point where it was just like everybody? Because I always say, like Cam and Jay Black get mad at me because I always say I want my own tour bus. When like I don't think we should share a tour bus. Even Mo, I think Sexy Mo. I think I want a Michael Shawn tour bus. When it gets crazy like that, like give us an example how crazy it gets when everybody's really feeling themselves. Like they're really feeling themselves.
Well, see, we were kids too for that Heartbreak Tour thing, so we shared buses on the Heartbreak Tour. After that, forget about it. We moved to the next phase, and it was rock and roll. I'm telling you that following tour, I think it was the Home Again tour, I believe it was. Man, it was out of control. Everybody had. I mean, I had 3 people on my bus. We all had our own buses, and everybody had about 15 to 20 people on the bus with them. And I'm sitting there looking, going, "Wow, man, this is crazy." It was like rock and roll, and I mean, it was so much madness that was going on. During that time, by the time we reached that next phase of getting to the Home Again tour, I was like, man, these guys are crazy.
Johnny, how did you wind up being the only person who didn't wind up in rehab? Like, how did you stay? First of all, how much money were you getting to show?
Let me say, I don't even remember, but I can tell you this. I remember them having an issue because even after the Heartbreak Tour, because I got more money than they did because they had some issues with some tax issues or something that was going on. So they were, they was dealing with Uncle Sam and I wasn't. So, that tour did me very well. And they made money too, but I'm saying it was just, I didn't have that, wasn't dealing with that issue that they were dealing with. So
you were making more money than all of them on the tour? You were making
because of their tax issues, but it was split 5 ways.
It was split 5 ways,
Yeah, but they had tax issues. Yeah, they had to pay off something else before.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about tax issues. I don't care what they were doing. Johnny was making more money than everybody on that bitch. Like Johnny was making more money than everybody. So Ralph, I know we cool, Ralph, but guess what?
Look at this
net. You wasn't getting Johnny money.
Taxes paid. My taxes paid.
Oh man, it was.
So, when is it? Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, when you're living in the moment, you really don't have any idea, like we were making history, and I had no idea, man, what we was doing, but just having fun. On top of it, we was really still just having fun.
How big a star was Bobby Brown? Like how big a star was he? Like we see it, but you were in the business.
He was actually at that time. He was just starting to blow up. So he was, just getting going, and, he was still kind of on the same level as everybody else as the group because he was always considered, it was Bobby Brown, one of the members used to be in New Edition. So, but he, and it seemed like on the tour he had just started rocking, started blowing up. And right after the tour, the album was was on fire, and then he took off and started rocking, doing his own thing, and it just went through the stratosphere.
Man, go ahead, Mo. Mo's dying to ask you a question, so go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
No, one of my questions was that, because you had such a strong voice when you came on the scene, did you train Ricky Bell? Because I swear his voice got better, more mature. His sound got more mature when you came aboard.
They all would listen to Ralph, all of them. They would come in while I was recording, and just be sitting there listening. And I've seen them at times, they just shake their head like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they were the ones that gave me the nickname Skills. Because I when I was during the downtime, if I wasn't in there recording, I would be in the other studio room. I'll pick up the guitar, or I'll pick up the bass, or I'll start playing the keyboards or the drums. And they just would be sitting there looking, going, it was like, wow. And so somebody at one point goes, this nigga got skills.
Skills. You were jumping from the free throw line, Johnny. You were jumping from the free throw line.
And you know what's crazy? I never thought about it. Like, I grew up in church. My dad was a minister. And I was always intrigued by instruments. I never thought there was anything really different or special about picking up instruments. I taught myself everything. I mean, I would just look at an instrument and I'll figure out how to play it. And one time, one of my friends said, yo, you're a freaking freak of nature, right? He said, people don't just pick up instruments and just start figuring out and learn how to play them like that. I had no idea, no clue. I just would see an instrument and whether it's a harmonica, whatever it was. One day, Rick James came, so I hanging out with Rick James, and he had this little thing that it's like you play by notes, and it was like a little box. I don't even know what you call it. And I was just intrigued by it. And next thing you know, I'm messing around with it, and I'm playing songs. And they looking at me going, the hell is wrong with this boy?
And he just started playing it.
Figure this out.
We're talking to the legendary Johnny Gill right here on Free Agent Radio, Media Room 360, if you want to watch us. And I mean, we all know the business. Well, let me take that back. We don't know the business. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What is the stuff? What are the things that you have gone through that are crazy and that people will never understand how hard it is to deal with this business right now, and the sharks that are out there and the people that are trying to destroy you who claim to be fans?
Man, it is a cutthroat business. It is people, everybody. The one business, I think the one thing that I really, feel like we need to become a little stronger with, and that is in our music business, in the music game. We're the only ones that don't really have a union that
union
us.
If
you think about it, it's like when you look at a lot of the older artists and people that are come and gone that don't have get benefits and the things that we should be doing, that to be standing together in unity to say to these record labels who have been screwing us for 100 million years, that we're not rocking like that. And if we're not getting this and you're not treating us like this, we're not doing that. But it's every man for himself. And it's always been that way with this business. And that's why we've watched this business completely just kind of dwindle down to what it is and what it has become, because we never had that kind of unity and support or union. And, think about it. I mean, no matter what happens in basketball, football, and some of the other and sports, and, they all, if you go across that line when everybody else is making a stance for something, you're mud. But it's like everybody realizing, being forced to say, we got to stand together in order to get some change here. We've never had that. And that's why the industry has always been able to do what it's been able to do. The labels have just screwed us and have turned us upside down.
Wow. And I this is selfish of me. There are two people at the top of my list doing radio and not understanding that when you get on this microphone, the things that you say or joke about somebody personally.
Yeah.
You're dealing with somebody. So Dave Chappelle, I've never got to apologize to.
Wow.
Because I did an interview with Dave Chappelle with Jonesy on Hot 97.
And
I truly did not know what was going on behind the scenes and what he was being accused of. And I said something. I said, Dave, what you high right now? And I didn't know what was being done to him and the fight that he was going through. So, boom.
Wow.
I'm going to apologize to you directly to your face for jokes that I wrote simply for the stuff that Wendy Williams started about you.
I remember.
And stuff that she said, and we ain't got to get into all that.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, I didn't know whether they were true or not. I was just trying to get a check and write some comedy behind those jokes.
Yeah.
How did you deal with those rumors and what was being said about you being a superstar and iconic other superstars. How'd you deal with that?
Listen, it was tough, and more so, it wasn't tough for me. I'm good. It's like, listen, most people look at me and you think I sing and I put a mic in my hand, but for those that do know me, they know I ain't got no problem putting a fist down somebody's throat. I'm that guy.
Rnb thug. I love it.
It was not so much about me, more so than it was about my family, because they don't understand that stuff, that when people are making up lies and rumors, they don't get it's, they only know that other people, their friends and family members or other people believe that stuff. And so you got to, when you, like you was just saying, it's like, people don't realize when you're doing something to someone like that, it's like, you're not just impacting them or affecting them. You forget about, they have family, and I, at the end of the day, I remember saying, I was like, who started this? And I said, I remember someone telling me one day, and it was like, listen, my friend, welcome to showbiz. And guess what? You have now made it. Because they were saying every male artist that comes out and have a huge following with women, you're always going to be considered gay. They call you all kinds of names. And I was just like, wow, well, I don't want to be in the business. That's what I got to take on. Right. But the reality was that was a part of the journey. And yes, did it hurt? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the one thing I never wavered from, whether it's my friend, my best friend, my brother, Eddie, I never walked in front or behind. I was like, listen, I don't get whatever somebody's got to say. The one thing that has never happened throughout all of the rumors and all that stuff, nobody ever walked up to me and in my face or has ever asked or said anything crossways to me about that. They would all talk behind, but I always said a real man can come. And I've always said, if you come here in front of me talking that, and I said, if you walk away on 2 feet, I'll be whatever you want me to be.
No, and you know what's crazy, Johnny, and how immature, and how hungry we are. And I'm not taking myself out of the business. I have been hungry to try and crack a joke to make people laugh or whatever. But then I think about it, the way you and Eddie were rolling, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
If somebody saw me and Jay Black, we together all the time.
All the time. Let me tell you.
Yeah, like Jay stayed, when Jay drank too much, he stayed upstairs in my house.
Yeah, I was let me tell you, I think everybody at some point, maybe you haven't, but most people in their life, you only hope and pray and wish that you'll find and have a best friend, somebody that you will tell and can ride or die. Listen, I never questioned anything that Eddie did or said, and all I knew and have always felt and said, because that's my brother, my road dog, I'm like, yo, let's rock. What we doing? Who do we got to go and fight? What are we doing? Never questioned anything and was like, give a fuck what they said. And I remember Eddie saying one day, he said somebody was doing a joke. He was doing comedy one night, and somebody was yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming. And he told him, he said, shut up, nigga, before I knock you out with my wallet. And I used to use that, but I always said, I was like, hey, listen, man, at the end of the day, when you hear people talk and people being, I chop it up as just people being envious and jealous, because at some point, who wouldn't want to be his best friend?
Exactly. And you know what? There are going to be a ton of people who are going to be like, Mike, you should have asked him this. You should have asked him that.
Yeah.
I thank you for taking the time out to actually doing what you did not have to make this call, dog. And we appreciate you, like, from the bottom of my heart. You did not have to make this call. You could have literally just hung up the phone. Johnny, we called Kevin Hart. We called everybody. And I started comedy with Kevin Hart. We was calling numbers. When you answer the phone, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a grown ass man. I got shook. When you answered the phone, I got shook. I was like, Mr. Gill?
Listen, man.
Oh, like Mr. Gill.
Let me tell you, I love laughing. I love talking. And then let me tell you something what's really crazy. I deal with, because we have so many of our buddies. We used to sit around and would start 8 o'clock at night to 8 in the morning over at Eddie's, where it's like I'm talking about a whole crew of us just going at each other. I'm talking about like from 8 at night to like 8 in the morning, just going hard on each other. So I've never been afraid or ran or was afraid of walking into anything. I'm like, no, I can handle mine and I'm good, you know, but I'm just grateful at the end of the day, man, that moving on and moving forward with life, that it didn't do anything, but that was a part of my journey and a part of my story that will always be with when you say who is Johnny, and when you talk about me coming full circle, and when it's all said and done, or what my legacy would be, it's about my work, it's about my vocals here that and my music that will be that will withstand the test of time, and the other stuff is going to be what it's going to be. But I've often said this: when you hear from the horse's mouth, it can't be erased. It's written in stone. Never have, never will. I've always been my own man. I've always walked my own dogs. And I'm proud of that, and I stand with it.
All right, Johnny, when you go on tour, just let me do 15 minutes of comedy. But before I just need 15 minutes, and we're gonna stay. That's all. But don't give me that look. 15? Don't give me that. Don't give me that look like you gave that look to Ricky. Like, shut up. Don't give me that look. You gave me that look, and we love Ricky because it's driving me out of my mind too. Like,
I can tell you this, and you guys are one of the few that I've discussed this with. We're very close to having this run with all 6 that's going to take place pretty soon. Very close.
Tour?
Finishing up. Yeah, finishing up. So I know people have been looking and wanting this, and we've had our own internal issues and fighting and stuff that siblings do. But the reality was, I'll never forget about a year ago. It was right after Kobe passed away. I picked up the phone and I called every individual and I said, if that had been one of us, about the issues, the things that we're going through internally, and the pettiness that we're going at each other with, I said, what would it mean? What would it mean if we had gotten that phone call and that had been one of us? I said, life is too short. And if we never stand together again on stage to not know how to spell your baby's first names,
God bless.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous. We've done too much and worked too hard and accomplished too much together. And I was like, I don't care if we never stand on the stage again, to check on each other and to just see how everybody's doing and the families are doing. We owe that to each other.
Yo, Johnny Gill, you've never, man, listen. All right, Jay Black is always going to do this. I know Jay Black is always going to.
If you wrapping up, I don't know. We got to.
We've talked about it we've talked to you for an hour, and Jay Black does this no matter who we talk to. Lunel, he always says real quick, and he has these things where you pick somebody, but I have to put one in there first.
Okay.
Then Jay Black jump into it. Al Green or Sam Cooke, you got to pick.
Wow.
I just want to put that in there. Don't think I don't play with the music. You think I don't play with the music?
That ain't right.
Yeah.
You think I'm not playing with the music? You think I'm not sitting there crying, smoking Black and Miles, listening to Al Green or Sam Cooke? What?
Nice.
You gotta pick, Johnny. One. You can't be a tie. No.
What? That's bad.
That's hard. That's
hard. Right.
Al Green or Sam Cooke?
Sam Cooke.
I
ain't say Frankie Lyman. I said that. Go ahead.
I might give Sam the edge, not from a talent standpoint, but Sam was one of the few who had created his own publishing company and had done a number of other things that had paved the way for many of us. So that so it wasn't just about him singing. I mean, and wow, he's I have to. I would give the edge to Sam.
Okay, go ahead, Jay Black. Woo. Take it away. Take it away.
So you got to pick these, Johnny. There's no dancing. You got to pick it. Whitney. Here we go. Whitney or Mariah. You got to choose one. Who is Johnny? Who?
I got to go with my baby Whitney.
Yep. We obligated. I got
to go to my baby. That's like, that's not even, and I love Mariah, but, Whitney, that was my baby.
It's like Whitney or God. And you'd be like, well. I know. Well, I know God did a lot.
And I know he would understand.
I know he would understand.
All right. Here we go. Stacey Lattisaw or Tina Marie?
Wow.
Hey, walk carefully, Johnny Gill. Walk carefully.
He has.
If I say, man, this come on, man.
That's a high level decision.
Okay, Johnny, if you subtract the fact that Stacey Lattisaw has meant a lot to you in your life.
Yeah, yeah. And
if you subtract that fact,
huge talent. But the thing is, when it's that tight, you got to go, okay, what did Tina bring to the table versus what Stacey brought to the table? Tina was a writer and producer, a musician, and a vocalist. And Stacey was a great vocalist, minus the writing, producing, musician. Down. So I would I'd have to give that to Tina on those bases.
I would love. We need to have Johnny Gill as a judge for like American Idol or America's Got something, because you were so polite. I love Stacey Lattisaw, Johnny. I love Stacey Lattisaw. We're not gonna take that long to figure out between Stacey Lattisaw and Tina Marie. We're never gonna take that. And I love Stacey Lattisaw. We are never gonna take that long.
Okay, so who would you have taken between?
You had to break it down.
I think Tina Marie may be one of the most underrated artists simply because she wasn't the race we wanted her to be.
Right. Yeah. But she was, and she was gifted.
And you know better than I do what it takes to have a voice like that. And you know better than I do.
I remember when she passed away, I was in Japan and they called me and asked me to come to fill in for a show that she had to do. So I had to shoot straight from Japan, straight to Atlanta to fill in and do the show because she had just passed away. And man, that was probably one of the hardest things that I had to do because I knew Tina, and she was awesome. She was so cool. She was like, man, I mean, just a great woman, and it was tough. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we just had this debate yesterday, actually. The DeBarge or the Jacksons? Like, which group are you rocking with? The DeBarges?
DeBarge or Jacksons? We did that?
Yes, and you was heavy for DeBarge, for the record. Don't try to dance now.
It wasn't the
DeBarge and the Jacksons.
We said the Jacksons were obviously Jackson/Jackson 5 were number one. That was right.
Okay.
No, Mike was going hard. Was it Ella Michael? It was Ella Michael. We had this debate.
No,
you got it all messed up right now.
Jacksons were in a whole nother.
Well, you admit
no. You said New Edition and DeBarge. You said New Edition and DeBarge, and I said New Edition. Okay, sorry, Johnny. You get caught.
I did hear yesterday.
You did hear yesterday.
I didn't hear DeBarge's name that came about, but I'm trying to think. Oh no, it was. I think it was the Jacksons actually.
Yeah, Mike said it. I see you, Johnny.
No,
it wasn't the Jackson 5. I thought you said the Jacksons, or DeBarge. I thought that's what I said.
I know he did, but okay.
No, because there's no. First of all, there's no way, because I don't think anybody. I don't pick any group over the Jacksons. You said New Edition. You were playing New Edition songs on the phone. You were playing New Edition songs, and I played DeBarge songs on the phone.
Yeah,
and I said New Edition sold more records than DeBarge. They actually did. I just said there's one DeBarge album that I think is greater than any New Edition album. So sorry. Let's just get back to Johnny.
What album was that?
Yeah,
it wasn't any album. It wasn't any Heartbreak album.
You want to play, Johnny? I'm playing with New Edition. Now, Johnny, you sing better than anybody on the barge. You sing better. But y'all, New Edition ain't got one song better than All This Love. Now, you go. Your turn.
I can't, listen, I couldn't even fight you on that one. Because All This Love and Love Me in a Special Way.
Sing it a little bit. Can you sing a little bit?
Oh man, which one of All This Love?
Anyone?
All this love is waiting for you, my baby. And I used to think, who's that girl? Oh, I love how you make me feel this way. My love is getting stronger every day.
See, all I could do was play the song. Jay Black didn't feel it like that. See, if I could have sang the song, he would have stopped. And we love New Edition. So, okay, is it new? It can't be New Edition. It can't be the Jacksons and DeBarge because it's the Jacksons. You got to give them a better one than that, Jay Black. I mean, that's hard. Nobody's gonna beat the Jacksons.
All right, I'm gonna switch. Go ahead. Who you got? Who you got?
How about the DeBarge and Troop?
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh, that was petty. That was petty. That was petty.
That was petty, Crocker. That was petty.
Hold on. You want to play, Johnny? How about the Barge against Color Me Bad? Let's go.
The Barge, hands down, unanimous. Not close.
The Barge is another bad creation. Let's go.
I can't.
Let's play, y'all.
Yeah, I play too much.
Hold on. I got one for Johnny because he's gonna be biased. Okay, so Johnny, it was you, Ralph, and Gerald Levert, right?
No,
LSG.
it was me, Gerald, and Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat.
Oh, you, Gerald,
Sweat.
Yeah,
or
LSG.
LSG.
LSG. Could y'all battle? It was Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese. So if y'all had a battle, would you win? Like how confident are you in that you can take out? That's a good little.
I know y'all had to have sing-offs. Y'all ain't never had sing-offs.
We never had a sing-off, but I mean, if you talk about LSG, you're talking about Gerald, you're talking about Keith, you're talking about myself. That's a KO in the first round.
Nice. I like it. I like Johnny Gill's gangster. Okay, let's keep it real. Keith might have been the weak link on that team. He might have been the third guy to take the shot.
That's all right. We carried him. No, but you know what's crazy about Keith? If you listen to Keith today, right, and Keith will tell you quickly, he will tell you, man, let me tell you something. Getting sandwiched between Johnny and Gerald every night on the road, he was like, listen, it was one of the two. And when you see how Keith, what he's like today as a vocalist and how he rocks and it's showing how he goes, how hard he goes, he'll tell you, I got my school and my lesson getting sandwiched between those two guys. But he, man, when I watch him sometimes just performing now and looking at where he started, from where he started and where he is now when he rocks, it's like you sit back and sometimes I'm like, damn, okay. Hey, you mean it, huh?
Hey, Johnny, I got to tell you this. Me, Jay Black, and Cam are like 8-year-olds in here. Don't ever say sandwich again. Don't ever say sandwich.
Terrible.
We're kids. We're kids here, Johnny. We're a bunch of kids.
What's yours to go to? Peanut butter jelly? Which one?
Okay.
Cheese? Which one?
Right. Jay, because I got some more. Do you have any more, Jay?
I mean, I got a ton of singers. I was going to switch up.
Because we're keeping him here too long. I know he wants to go.
It's all good, man.
We got you? Okay, go, Jay. Go.
I had Marvin Gaye and Teddy P. I had them for you to choose Marvin Gaye or Teddy Pendergrass.
Hey, you are murdering. Jesus.
You gotta pick though.
Why? That's not fair.
Oh, that's a good one. Life ain't fair, Johnny. Life ain't fair. Life ain't fair, Johnny Gill. Speaking to Johnny Gill.
I gotta go Marvin. I have to go Marvin. Why? Because he was before Teddy. And then Marvin also did songs that were ahead of his time. I mean, today, when we still listen to what's going on, I mean, Jesus, look at this.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. And Teddy was just straight raw, but it was like, Teddy was more one of those kind of artists too, to me, that, you put his music on, you was going to score and get a home run with your girl. It wasn't no in between, no question,
And even if it wasn't your girl, even if she was like,
if she wasn't your
if she was mediocre, she was like a 5, like I'm obligated, I have to smash you. Like I have.
Even if you just borrowed it until the song went off.
That's real old school.
2 more. All right. I got 2 more. I got 2 more singers for you. Beyonce, Alicia Keys, Johnny. Beyonce, Alicia Keys.
That's an easy one. Come on. You know, you got to go Beyonce.
Okay.
How you? I mean, Beyonce
Alicia.
sing, dance, act. She's got the whole nine, and on top of it, it's absolutely. When you watch her style as a vocalist, period, and I'm a vocalist, so that's the first thing you're looking at. But to watch her actually, Beyonce could go with rappers and lock in and fit right in. She could go toe to toe, stand up, and just have a straight up singing vocal contest, a performance. She can go any direction, and and I love Alicia too. But Beyonce got too many weapons. She got a lot of weapons.
So when you say that, when you see Chris Brown not dancing, when you see these younger guys, even though they're not even younger anymore, like I call them younger guys because they're not even younger anymore. They've been in the game for a long time. When you see a Chris Brown, you see a Trey Songz, or I don't know, a Tory Lanez. When you see them vocally, do you love the songs and go like, I know what they can't do, but I just appreciate their music? But vocally, what do you think about it?
I'm gonna tell you, people can sleep on Chris Brown if you want, but Chris vocally is a beast too. His dancing, obviously, we know what he does there. But if you've listened to and Chris just seems to never miss when it comes down to picking the right joints on top of it, but also just vocally. People don't give him. They sleep on him on that side of things. But I mean, the kid is he's phenomenal. To me, I think after Michael, and if you look at what we're dealing with today, and if you had to look at someone and say, hey, who could take or fill, no one could ever fill the shoes of Michael, because Michael is always going to be Michael. But I would absolutely go Chris. Chris is probably one of the only few artists that you look at, or he's going to perform, and you go, okay, what is he going to do now? What is he going to bring? And I got to watch it, see what he does.
Okay, so I'm going to have to admit that I was wrong, because I heard a sound check.
You did?
Yeah, at a show.
You heard Chris?
Yeah. And maybe it was just a bad day.
It was a bad day, Mike.
I never looked at Chris Brown as a vocalist. But if you say it, I think the greatest vocal performance he ever did was this Christmas on the movie.
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah.
And that was let's stay within the ranges.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But if you tell me I bow down and I go then I was wrong.
Yeah, no, and he doesn't get, and it's funny because you just said it. It's like people overlook his vocal ability because he makes such good songs. And those songs, I mean, obviously, if you got someone that could just sing, even just half decent vocally, could pull those joints off. He just knows how to pick the right joints. But also, I listened at what he does vocally and some of the choices he make when he's in some of those songs, and you got to go, oh shucks, okay, all right.
Last one.
Last nobody. I agree, and I have argued this on radio stations for years, Johnny. And I would like to tell Lady Jade, who was a former co-host, I argued this, but if Johnny Gill says it, then I was wrong on this. I was wrong.
Who said it? Johnny said it.
Yep.
All right, so last one is, I know it's gonna be tough for you. I'm assuming. Michael Jackson or Prince? You have to pick one. Mike or Prince?
God almighty knows, man.
This was
he ain't give you nothing nice.
This is a very unfair question because as much as people think they were alike, they were total opposites.
Opposite
in music.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Who is Johnny rocking with?
That's hard.
Wow.
Not fair. Sorry, Johnny.
Man, you just put the dagger in. I don't know how.
Yo, Johnny, there's no pressure, but when this goes on YouTube, we're gonna say Johnny Gill says Michael Jackson
You know how them sound bites go.
It's tough because I'm thinking Michael was so powerful and phenomenal. He was such a phenom with his singing and dancing that it almost, even though he wasn't a musician, he still had. I got to give Michael.
Just say it.
Michael.
Mike, you say Michael?
I gotta go with Mike. Mike was I think with Prince, remember when Prince came out, and at one point we was going, I don't think eyeliner gonna work on me. And I'm gonna pass on the pumps.
Pass on the pumps.
Michael came out with the, we were all still trying to be Michael, whatever he was doing. But
yeah, penny loafers. We could do the penny loafers.
Okay, let's I'm a huge Michael fan. I am. We all are. I'm just saying if there's just two microphones and it's like they're just standing there. There's two microphones and they both gonna grab microphones and just sing. Nobody gonna spin around, nobody gonna moonwalk, it's not even about your outfits.
Right.
It's not about, Prince ain't got your ass out in one of his pants. They just straight, okay, let's do it. It's just me and you here. We're just gonna sing.
Then I gotta go. I'm still gonna have to go with Mike.
Okay.
You and I was made for pain. We must bring salvation back. I mean, how this guy was just.
You gotta finish that. Finish that line, Johnny. You
gotta finish it, Johnny. You gotta finish it. Come on.
Wait. Jay Black still
Where there is love, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Yeah. Come on. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Honey.
Yes.
Just call my name.
Get into it.
And I'll be there. Now, how are you gonna beat that, man? I don't know.
No, but do you know how mad Tito Jackson was? God damn, I'm never gonna be able to get any shine in this group. Never. Who wrote this for him?
Man, Who's Loving You? And how old was Michael when he did that one?
No, that's what I'm saying. What's the other song that he sang?
12
He was like,
years old.
It's like,
he was like, like 12. What's the other song he sang on the
Ben?
with the mouse? Ben.
Oh my God! Yeah.
How do you have that much vocal control at that young of an age?
Unbelievable. And that's why I said if you got to go there. And Prince has got some incredible joints, but Prince didn't start out as young as Michael, and Michael was already ahead of the game. He was so young and could go toe to toe with the grown folks. Like he was like, he'll eat you up alive. Even
when he sang "A Man Loves a Woman," Mike is saying some songs.
Who's Loving You? Yeah.
Yeah, Who's Loving You? Yes, that's what it was.
I have to give the edge to Mike. I'd have to give it only because Mike came in early, punching and fighting grown folks, and was beating them down.
I'm noticing something, Johnny. Things always get violent with you, Johnny. Everything always goes up to beating somebody's ass, Johnny. That's like the third or fourth reference about busting somebody. Yeah.
Everybody love an R&B thug. I love it.
I need a hug. Yeah, I need a hug.
One more.
Rapid fire, Johnny. Rapid fire. Jeans or sweatpants? What would you prefer to rock? Jeans or sweatpants?
Yeah, you should say pause on that, Jay.
Pause.
Jeans.
Why?
Because jeans, you can kind of mix. You could dress up, go. You can do casual. You can do a number of things with jeans and go either way. You got your hot date, and you got to go to a restaurant. They want you to wear no hat, no baseball cap, no. You can put on your whole little whatever, and the jeans can always rock with any occasion.
But Johnny,
I can't even picture you being casual.
And women love sweatpants, by the way.
Yeah, because they want to see they can see things hanging around. They're looking at the shoes and the other things, and looking at the hand and the shoes and what's in them sweats, huh? But I mean, the sweats. I mean, yeah. I mean, But I'm just saying, for a guy, when we trying to get our swag on, and we want to and we want because sometimes we'll take you to a nice dinner, or we want to. Do something elegant. You can still rock jeans either way. You can dress down. You can still do jeans with sneakers and put on the sweat top with the hood and still kind of.
Johnny, that's Johnny. Don't explain to her. She don't know nothing about your grownness. She don't know nothing. Like Johnny Gill say Johnny Gill at 2:00 in the afternoon. He's like, even if I got jeans on, I still got to be some class. He said elegant. He said elegant.
He just sung the panties off of all of my followers. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, but that's what elegance does. He don't deal with hood rats. Johnny don't deal with hood rats. Johnny don't deal with hood rats.
Oh, he said yes.
I got a few in the stable.
I know we all do, but Johnny, you were not supposed to.
Variety. He said variety, Michael Shawn, balance.
Every once in a while, Johnny be on the block. He be on the block.
Are you single?
Yeah,
are you single?
Yeah, but I still be passing out them stimulus checks to the ones I got in the stable.
Oh, he got stimulus.
I love it.
Are you single? Are you single?
Yeah.
You are? Are you dating? What is it like dating now?
It's fun because I get to go. Listen, when I live by myself, I can wake up in. It's you don't understand what it feels like sometimes to just wake up or come home. I don't have to explain where I've been, what's going on, who's calling me, none of that stuff. And then when I got a girl here and they're hanging out, I'm just thinking when they get to a point where it starts to wear out on my nerves a little bit, I can go, I got a meeting I got to go to. I got to go to this thing.
That's exactly right.
But I'm going to call you because I enjoy you. And you know what I mean? But,
yeah. And then you hand her stimulus check and say, all right, now you gotta go back to the stable.
Take this go ahead.
For that female, one place. You want the real hair, Johnny, for the female, or you want the weave or the wig? Like which one did Johnny prefer?
It doesn't matter to me. Why? Because if it's looking right and it's pushing my buttons because she got it right, I'm good. Because ultimately, that's just a part of the
He was about to go all the way. I'll say it for you, Johnny. Johnny did not say this. This is Mike Shawn. Ultimately, after I bust a rhyme, I don't care if you bald, if you got all types of hair.
You can have a fade.
Johnny Gill did not say that. That was Michael Shawn who said that.
What are the qualities that you look for, though? So if you're single, because the women want to know.
Oh, he's just trying to run up in these bitches. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all he's trying to do.
What are the qualities of the women that you look to run up in?
Well,
she wanted him to be so Johnny Gill. Go ahead, Johnny Gill. Be Johnny Gill. Be Johnny Gill for her. Be Johnny Gill for her.
It's like, listen, all you gotta do is look good, and if you don't know how to, sometimes when you think about, listen, let me just keep it 100, because a lot of the girls that I date, so they're a lot younger, and what happens, and I got some older ones in the stable too. Let's not get but it's like sometimes they want to talk about cartoons, and it just doesn't work. Now, let me just say for the record, I ain't talking about Australia.
Oh no,
right.
No. You talking about like 20-year-olds, 28-year-olds who want to do TikTok?
About, not even 20 in the 20s. I'm talking about like maybe early, like 30s, early 30s.
Right.
I'm 54, so that's still young for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they talking about their nails and their dress and the stuff they're looking at and talking about, I'm like, yeah. And it's like at some point you just go, man. I'm talking about the news. I want to talk about something that means something, but I get it, and I've learned how to balance that out. But man, sometimes I'm telling you, man, when you're dealing with the younger ones, it's like, okay, let's go and get in here and have something to eat, and then let's just get this music popping, and then let's just get this thing going, get the session rocking, and then I'm gonna get you your stimulus check though too.
Exactly. because when they like in their early 30s, they still doing dances that they trying to learn and stuff like that. You're like, girl, sit your ass down, and
it is tough. Even in their 30s, some of them still haven't figured out their life and their career yet. So you got to sit down, and they're talking to you about that and thinking you're gonna wave a magic wand and make them and put them where they want to be in their life with their careers and all that stuff. And it's like, listen, man, it's like it's every man for himself out here. It's tough out here, baby.
That's real talk.
So is that the nasty sex or the making love? Like which one is Johnny? Right? Like if you only got to pick one, the nasty sex or making love.
That's unfair because some days you ever wake up and some days when you sitting around and you want to rock, you're like, yo, I just want to go and just raw, just whatever. And then some days you want to set the booty up right. So it's like it just depends I mean, where you at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wait, say that again. Sometimes you want the booty or what?
You want to set the booty up right.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Oh, man.
Who knew Johnny Gill was just down to earth? I didn't know.
I love it.
It's a story about me. I got issues.
So, Johnny, we can't even thank you enough for taking this much time out. You have no idea how the comments are going crazy. You don't have any idea how my fiance is going nuts because she's a huge New Edition fan. And I'm like, she's like, I want to ask him a question. I said, no, you're not. That's not gonna happen.
Somebody actually did ask a question. Who's your favorite R&B artist right now? Like, who's out right now? Who's your favorite R&B artist?
My favorite R&B artist right now. Would you consider her? Her would be an R&B artist, would she?
Yeah, I mean, she's close. Yeah.
I just love the fact that she, the way she writes, her style, and how her vocal style. I love pretty much everything about it. Like I think she's gonna be around a long freaking time. I think.
Johnny, you need to go on Instagram or TikTok and need to do a song. Set the booty up right. That's all I want to do.
There's a song in there somewhere.
I tell you what, Johnny, do that on TikTok. I know you don't mess with TikTok. I know you probably don't mess with, but I'm telling you, and don't leave us out.
That was the hook.
If you just do
that was the hook.
The booty up right. That's it. That's all you got to do. And all you got to do is the caption, Johnny Gill. That's all. We're viral in like 8 hours. We're viral in 8 hours.
And I do need your help though, Johnny. I did promise also that I was going to get Mike Biv. I got a history of Mike. We know each other, but I don't have an updated number. So I need you to hung
from him literally right before I got on with you guys.
Tell him I need you to text me his number, Johnny. I need to get Biv. I need to get Biv and bring him on the show. Mike don't believe me, so I gotta.
No. I opened up for Belle Biv DeVoe. Remember you set it up in Philly when they came to Philly. I did the first 15 minutes of jokes.
Yeah,
I know you know Mike Biv.
Cool. Absolutely, I'll get it over to you.
Yeah, it's just we didn't believe him with you. Like we believe Mike Biv, but you didn't believe him.
He texted me back. Johnny text back. He said, "Got it. Johnny's good." They still didn't believe me. I was like,
"Wow."
Hey, Jay Black, how about you stop it? You got effing lucky. You got lucky that Johnny Gill found it in his heart.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do you. You're not cool with Johnny Gill. You have to call him Mr. Gill. You don't call him JG.
Y'all go out and have drinks.
You don't call him Phils. You know.
It was the first time you ever heard "Set the booty right." You had never heard. If you'd have known, Johnny Gill probably says that all the time. You'd have known that, but you didn't know nothing.
JG.
Gotta act like he pulled something off. God blessed us today. God found it in Johnny Gill's heart.
Man.
I think Johnny answered that phone because he thought it was a chick, honestly. I think yesterday Johnny
actually I was waking up and I was thinking morning sex. I was like, oh, here we go. Man, I ain't even got to make this call this morning.
Right, you ain't even got to make the call.
Man.
That's the only reason why he picked up us.
I get on the phone and they talk about it. I'm like, I know he called me a whole bunch of words in his head. No, who is this mother on the I thought this was old girl calling me this. They got the moon and the stars all gathered correctly in the right area. But he gonna run with this. He gonna run like he pulled this off. But, all right, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you. It is Free Agent Radio. If you download the app on your phone, it's absolutely free. And if you want to see it's Media Room 360 on all the streaming channels. Johnny Gill, thank you so much. Everybody, y'all have no idea how big this was for me, Sexy Mo, Jay Black, and DJ Cam, for Johnny Gill to spend his time. Johnny Gill, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Gill! Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio. Free Agent Radio.